Wolfman here, and I'm going to address this message to anyone who needs to hear it. Listen, I know a lot of guys are going through a lot of trouble right now, but, just got to stick to it. I know holidays are always a hard time of the year. There's trouble with the family, the awkward relationships, the friggin' retail crowds. Like, seriously, do you really need that shit that badly well, I don't know. But, you just got to keep your head up. Got to keep your stuff together. I mean, but I know, I know how it is. Some people just, communication problems, relationships. I mean, just gotta know that you're not alone here. There's guys who understand what you're going through. There's you gotta keep your stuff together. You gotta face the world because I mean we do not struggle against flesh and blood, but rather against soy, despair, and the wiles of the Jews. So anyway, you might, even if you're going through a hard time right now, you got to keep in mind next year there's going to be a whole lot of winning, and you do kind of need to be around to see it. So what do I mean by that? Well, okay, well, let's start small here. The first Gundam for us novels are coming out. I know that's small, that's insignificant, but it does bring me a certain amount of personal joy here. So what is a Gundam for us? It's a offshoot of the Pulp Revolution. So basically, number of us independent science fiction authors started doing novels that were based around these are all guys who went to the older school anime. So so they know they're giant robots, but there's been a lack of actual giant robot action. So these guys are taking their viewpoints and they're actually writing novels about giant robots. So how about friend Exit here, Brian Niemeyer. Brian is a established science independent author, and he is going to some absolutely autistic levels of detail. So you have to definitely looking forward to this one. But the other one, Star Night Saga, Reef of the Void, Bradford C. Walker. He is planning to have this out for January. So, and these books have been in the works for about a year and a half now, and these two guys are not the only ones. There's about at least 4 novels that I know about that are in the works. I don't know when the release dates are for them, but Star Night Saga. It's Legends of the Galactic Heroes meets Gundam with a touch of Deus Vult in space. So. And Bradford is about as hardcore and anti-SJW as you can get. Even scares the shit out of me from time to time. So this novel is guaranteed to be soy-free. So just saying that now. And this is just one example of the independent media. People actually doing something about the culture in general. They're not just whining about it. They're not just making YouTube videos about this. They're actually making independent culture, and they're, getting shit done. I mean, after all, are not all things possible in the age of the God Emperor? And oh yes, we got to talk Trump here. Yeah, Trump is not getting impeached. I'm sorry. I don't care what CNN says. They're lying. Also, we do need to talk about how the Caravan and how Trump handled that whole situation. And it's amazing just how little violence resulted from that and from last year in general. I mean, I was expecting so much worse, and it just kind of fizzled out. But the wall, the Anons were right at the time. They snuck in funding for the wall in the military budget of last year. So everybody kind of spurred out about that. Turns out the Spurs were right, so the wall is actually happening. Trump is going to go to the Congress. He's going to try to ask for money. And when they don't give it to him, he's going to build a damn wall anyway. The only question is, will there be spikes on top of the wall covered with heads of traitors? I was joking about that last year, but that might actually happen. So, anyway. And the winning just doesn't stop there. Let's talk about France. What the fuck is going on in France? Well, France is currently on fire. And, 6 weeks of protests. And these yellow jacket protests are very interesting because it's not just the right. It's not just the left. It's fucking everybody at once protesting against establishment. And these protests are spreading throughout Europe. It's beautiful. We don't know how long Macron is going to be able to last at this point. It might be overnight. It might draw it out for a couple of years. But France is the strong point of the EU. So if there's a rebellion against the EU in France, that's probably going to take the whole thing down. And I mean, it's beautiful to watch. The revolution is here, and it's not on television. What do you know? Fake news as always. And in England, not too sure what's going on there, but there is some kind of stirring going on. Saxon isn't woke yet, but well, yeah, we're getting some motion there. I'm not really sure what's going on. England, yes, the Great Barren Wasteland. There actually is some movement. Actually, some kind of a stirring. Seeing this a lot is people that you wouldn't think would be political are kind of getting pissed off. So there is an election this year, and we will be getting rid of the Bajabazi dancing puppet prime minister that is Justin Trudeau. At the very least, the Liberals are going to get shut down to a minority government. They're losing Quebec. They might even lose Ontario. That is absolutely frightening for them. So the rise of the PPC, People's Party of Canada by Bernier, actual right populist party forming. So, I mean, I'll take it. I mean, Andrew Scheer has no balls. I've known that for a while. I mean, just the sheer disappointment of a Conservative Party in Canada and actually shifting left is just disgusting. But it's all part of the important to understand. Canada is going to be about 2 or 3 election cycles behind everyone else. We're not really under as much pressure as say Europe, but then there's the culture war. One thing to look forward to next year. Anime Gate will happen in some form. We don't know what kind, but something is going to happen. The zeitgeist is flowing. Takeaway from the E semicolon R thing is that the anime guys, the anime gatekeepers, are just freaking terrified. There's a pretty damn good reason for this. People do shift rightward. They shift towards conservatism as they get older. As they gain life experience, they start thinking about how their children, things are going to look for their children. But so anime's been over to North America for like 30, 40 years now. So yeah, there's some OG motherfuckers that can really turn things up. So yeah, Anime Gate is going to happen, and again, we don't know. It might not even be called that. It's just going to be funny as fuck to watch these guys explode. Yes. So there's that to look forward to. But again, just to summarize, the peak SJW was 2017. So the tide has turned. I mean, all these black pill motherfuckers, I mean, they're lying to you. So, I mean, so don't listen to the lies of the enemy. Strengthen your mind, strengthen your body, seek the truth in all that you do. So in 2019, we're gonna turn the frog straight again. It'll be fucking glorious. I expect you to see you there. Wolfman out.